Got my special guest with me this week, the Tendy of the Hershey Bears, Moosapotamus. How's it going, Moose?
What's up? How is it going?
Are you ready to talk some LGAHL hockey this week, bud?
Dude, I live, eat, sleep, that shit. Yeah, all day.
Yeah.
All day, every day.
Well, what do you eat for breakfast? You eat it all day? Like, which part do you eat?
Well, right now to get like the full balance of nutrition, I normally start off the day with the beta,
Nice.
and then like I'll mix in some of the NHL 17 just for like carbs, and then the protein load. I'll play Rainbow Six Siege to protein load. Just build up some muscle, just like get that sharpness and the reaction times in.
Of course.
So, and then you just always got to end the day with whatever game's out now, and that's NHL 17. So that's just how you get ready for playoffs. That's how you get ready.
That sounds like a great diet, and I do see you sometimes early before the games. I catch your stream, and you're like playing the computer. What's up with that?
Actually, I feel like that's one of the best. Like in a serious note, doing like the warm up thing. So basically, my goalie stance for when I play LG, I use the goalie stance 34. If anybody's wondering, and that's Pekka Rinne's goalie stance. So
Renee.
then,
Sorry, every time I hear that name, I gotta do that.
All right, weirdo. So I'll warm up with that, and then I always practice 3-on-1s. I mean, for no reason whatsoever, but just in case, I'll always practice odd man rushes and stuff like that. Just I don't know, same goalie stance. Just like get my movements down. The computer's really predictable, so it's just like if there's a certain distance I have to travel, basically like how far I can come out. Just like get my movements down. Like I know when I have to let go of the thumbstick, know when I have to use the right stick, hug the post and stuff like that. Like
That's
it's just a
funny.
good way to warm up. It's just a really good way to warm up.
Yeah, that's funny because when I warm up goalie, I usually chug a beer or two and just hold the sticks really tight. And, I might send a prayer up to the big guy before the game starts. But all right, enough screwing around. Got Moose on the show this week. Philly couldn't make it. Poor
Philly's
guy.
am I
Yeah.
allowed to cuss on this?
No, no,
Oh,
no. Nuns watch this show, so you can say bit.
no. Oh.
All right, moving on.
Oh my
Let's
god.
go over what happened at the end of week 9, shall we?
Boy, I'm down for that.
Sure. Are you okay? Sure, you're okay.
What? I mean, what's there to talk about? There's so many forfeits. We barely have any games.
I know. I couldn't even finish getting more stats. Anyways, Bears #1, big surprise. Been there all
Of
season.
course.
Wolfpack.
You got me on the team, boy.
Yeah, we do have you on the team. Anyways,
Oh man.
Hartford Wolfpack. #2, 87 points. Thunderbirds finishing at 3rd place, 85. Sound Tigers beating out Lehigh Valley. Right in the final night for the final night for them. I'm pretty sure they spanked them in the first
it's the
game.
final night.
Yeah,
Yeah.
poor Lehigh. I know people on the other show were predicting Lehigh to miraculously knock us out in the first round. But they didn't even make the playoffs, so much that prediction was. I wonder what show that I could be talking about.
I don't know. There's only one other, or two others now. Vibe says.
Yeah, well, yeah, they got the live wire. They're very live over there. Yes.
That was a terrible pun.
Hey, thanks. I try, man. All right. So, anyways,
You do.
Obviously, since this is the last week, Hershey's going to play the Sound Tigers. Wolfpack's going to play the Thunderbirds. We'll go over the matchups here in a bit. Lehigh finished 5th, Providence 7th, Scranton. They've been last for a week. Surprise.
Yeah.
Moving on to the Eastern North. Marlies, as I predicted, first place finish. I knew you guys could do it. I know Philly isn't here to talk you guys up, so I'll try my best. You guys wear blue, and you're really good at hockey. Shit.
What?
No, I don't know what Philly would say, man, but I know he does think that their team plays great defense. I didn't see it the one game I played against them, but
Oh shit.
but
Oh
no,
man.
no. Overall, no, they do have a great defensive. Obviously,
I mean, yeah.
shout out. Next, you got the Crunch, 112. Senators, 110 points behind the Crunch by two. Comments, 95. Rochester Americans finishing fifth. And as pretty much everyone knows, Agent PC dropping uh, threads about how his team should make the playoffs or something. I don't know what to say about
Yeah,
that.
something with like I think he said like they had a wild card or some wild
Yeah,
card
I
or some
mean, if
shit.
I could have went the shoulda, coulda, wouldas last season on the Wolves, I didn't. I mean, you know what you sign up for. Team one place far down on the or standings
Hmm.
chart. Sorry. Then Albany Devils finishing the sixth, and the Ice Caps getting last place. Moose, got anything to say about these teams and the way they finished, man? I know you weren't on the show before, but usually everyone has their own
Yeah.
prediction. What were you thinking last week?
Just going into the last week, I expected the Marlies to be up top. I expected Bingham to be much closer to the Marlies. I expected them to have number two. I don't know if like them losing Vesna and stuff like that. I don't know how much that hurt them. To be honest, I don't know who took Vesna's place. I mean, like Vesna was definitely like the top tier, and I feel like he really. I wouldn't say they had like a little fall from grace after he left, but I was expecting them to grab number two. So I don't know. Syracuse just pulled it together, and then Utica. I wasn't really expecting them to. I was expecting them to make the playoffs, but I feel like they stand right where they should be.
Yeah, I agree with that. I mean, I didn't foresee the Americans pulling that off. There was a chance. What was it like in week
A few
seven?
weeks
Yeah, it was
ago.
like week seven,
Weeks
where they were
ago.
real close. Like they were like, "Oh my
Yeah.
God, they might do it," and then Utica won on a winning tear, and the Americans didn't. And that was pretty much it for that
Yeah.
division.
I mean, Utica just has such a raw talent lineup. Like, I really didn't see it. Like, I'm not saying, like, I don't want to, when I say stuff like that, I don't want to, I'm not saying Rochester doesn't have a talented lineup. But I mean, for how much shit I give Jopo, I'm pretty sure he's on I'm pretty sure he's on Utica. That'd be bad if he isn't. But like, whenever I'm in games with him, I'll always give him a lot of shit. But I mean, like, when you have people like 10 players like that on your team, you really should be making the playoffs. And even though they're in fourth place, I think they're going to give the Marlies a good run for that to move on. Just from the chat box, Kepler wants me to talk about them.
Okay, what do you have to say?
I nothing good, so I ain't gonna say anything.
Oh, that's pretty funny. Okay.
I
All right,
mean,
so let's move on to the West Central. I think we touched up matchups, checking in on these standings and talking about something that I already knew.
yeah,
All right, so the West Central Monsters, big surprise, winning the whole season with 126 points. Was your President Trophy or whatever the
not
AHL
surprised.
equivalent is? Yeah, no, they've been playing hot all season. Uh, I haven't probably watched as many games on this team as I should have, but they kept winning, so I figured, what's the point? But I did see some clips when they sent them in, and I just feel like when people play this team, I don't know what they're thinking, but they're just letting them run all over them. If we get to play against them, which I don't know, the chances are rare, I'm not going to play them like that.
Just like,
What's that?
uh, I feel like I'm gonna eat my own words, but if let's say we do wind up playing them in the finals
Mm-hmm.
and we make it to the finals,
Right.
when the games that I've seen, they do a lot of they have a lot of really like those like fancy ass goals, or like they'll just like it's like no chance for anybody to really stop it.
Well, I guess that's kind of what I was getting at. Just
My
like some of their highlights and stuff are like so ridiculous. Sometimes it's like, what
Yeah.
is the other team doing? I mean,
hmm Yeah, I mean, like they're just like, unless they have some falling from grace like they did last season. I'm kind of hoping for that because I don't want to play them in the finals. So if they could really just lose the first round just to like relieve the pressure from everyone else, that'd be great.
right?
But I don't think they're gonna do that. I mean, who they're playing the Griffins,
Yeah.
so
Well, I know a lot of people
I
like
don't
to
know.
hate on him because threes. Sometimes he gets
Mm,
out there and stuff.
yeah, I have no
But
problems with big
to me,
threes.
anytime a team points in a, gotta automatically assume they're top favorite to win it all. That's the way I think of things. Any sport, I'm always thinking the
Yeah,
top team has the best chance because they played the best the longest.
yeah.
You know.
But I mean, look at the Washington Capitals every fucking season.
Well, I don't care about
every
them. That's not
season.
my league. No, just kidding.
Oh my god. Well,
Yeah,
call it?
I know
There's
what you
this
mean.
yeah, there's this one YouTube video. I don't know what it's called, but it's like they break down between every sport, and hockey has like the best chance for an underdog winning just because it has the most random variables in it. So I don't know. I'm not gonna. I'll see if I'll like post a link on it later, or actually show it because I don't remember. But it's pretty interesting, and it kind of just shows that even because Grand Rapids has one hell of an uphill battle first round to play against the Monsters, but it's not impossible. Like if you're able to place people in the right position and you just string together 4 really good games, like you don't have to like you just got to string together a few good plays and that's a win, and then you just hold them off for the rest of the time.
Right. I see what you're saying. Like, don't go out there trying to, match them for fancy goal for fancy goal. Go out there, play your
Yeah.
game, play a sound game, make it simple, and just, stick to your guns. I mean, that's a good recipe to beat anyone, to be honest. But I hear you because when you face a team like that, there's always going to be kind of that fear in the back of your head, like, oh, these guys are too good. We don't even have a chance. Why are we playing the game? I don't care what anyone says. If you're on a team that has way less points than the team you're facing, that thought's always kind of there. Some people are better at drowning out than others, obviously. Let's move on to the second place team. Looks like Vibes pulled it out. Moose finishing in second place. Talk shit about
Yeah.
first place all season, but I'll give it to them. Vibes has a good team, man. They have 110 points. That's good in any division. Uh,
Yeah, I mean,
they,
I'm
they
not gonna
really
give him
pulled it
too
out.
much credit.
I mean, I'll give him what it's due. He's got second place, man. He's got it on lock. Edge out, Wild out by one. It didn't really do much because the Wild, they're gonna have to play the Wild no matter what. I'm pretty sure anyone could
Yeah.
see that weeks ago. Griffins never
hmm
seem to really catch up, and most of the Wild just traded positions like one time. Then it went right back, and then got him right here at the end.
Yeah. I mean, I'm saying this, and what should I call it? So me being a Moose and I'm not on Manitoba, it's always been like a really internal dilemma for me. Cause I feel like a Moose on the Bears. I'm a little like misfit on that team. But I'm not gonna lie, if Iowa is able to knock the Moose out the first round and have Vibes eat his words, be like we're the best team, I don't
Right.
know. That would be very interesting. But then again, I'd want if they make it to the finals, I would want to be the one to knock them out personally.
Right.
But then we got to make the finals first too. But they did have a lot of. I did the Moose. I think had like the worst ECU troubles, or at least that's what it was kind of like talked up to
Well,
be.
that's what we're led to believe by listening to Vibes on the other show. Yes.
I
I
mean,
mean, I never
I guess
fact
like,
checked him, but I don't see why he would lie about having a lot of EC.
yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, they have one hell of a dedicated They have a lot of good ECU players to be pulling out a second, especially in that division.
Yeah, I would say that would be a good assumption to make. I mean, if you finish second in that division, everyone knows, pretty tough division, and ECUs can keep up your winning ways.
Yeah. That's all I really have to say about this division, to be honest. Like, Griffin's have an uphill battle. Moose and Iowa is going to be a close one. I don't even know who's going to edge it out,
All right.
but that's really it.
Well, let's finish moving through. We've got the Grand Rapid Griffins pulling up fourth, so they'll be playing the Monsters.
Oh, shit.
Moving on to the Western Pacific. Goals. Big surprise. Everyone, probably the surprise of the season. I said a couple of weeks earlier in the show they were my first team highlight. I thought they had a lot of potential. Didn't think they were going to do this, pulling off the first place finish. They were sitting in fifth, sixth place range, like midway through the season, finishing on a 23 game win streak, pulling off the tiebreaker to beat the Ontario Reign for first place. Uh, what do you think about this goals team, Moose?
I don't. I don't know. When a team pulls together that much of a win streak, I don't know. Just something went right. Like, they either, because the thing is, like, dude, it's just something clicked.
Speechless. Your
Clicked.
guys' win streak has Moose speechless over here. He doesn't even.
Like,
I agree with you. I mean, that's just hockey. You play on ice. Anything happen in a game, bad bounces and stuff, and just put 23 wins together. It's phenomenal.
is that an LG record?
No, I'm not 100%, but I'm pretty. I would go out there and say it is. I mean, I'm not going to go check into the record.
I mean, I have a lot of records.
I'm going to assume that's the most. That's a lot. But, I wasn't in the AHL for season 1 and season.
Because you suck.
Yeah, Moose. Because I suck. That's why.
Oh, my God. But I don't know. So what? The goals go up against the Stars. I don't know very many people in the Stars.
Well, hold on.
I don't really know how that one play out.
I mean, we got to talk about Ontario now. They did finish in second. You can't just skip over them, Moose.
All right.
We'll go on the matchups. Calm down. I got you. All right, so the Reign finished in second place for 113. I apologize for Moose trying to skip you there, Reign. Even though I'm pissed at you for not finishing in first, that was my prediction. Making me look like a liar now. So, yeah, the Reign, they lost their last game against the Stars, which we'll talk about in a second when Stockton. They got Barracuda finishing in third place, 112 points. I got to say, if I was on that team, I'd be disappointed, but not that disappointed. Make the playoffs, but you don't retain that first place division title that you held for 90% of the season. How would you explain to take a loss like that, Moose? Is it a big deal to you? Is it not a big deal that you guys held first place and all of a sudden it's taken from you at the end of the season? Like, how would you feel about that if you were on the Barracuda right now?
To be honest, if first place got taken. Banners to me, I really don't care about. I would just kind of see because I know there are some teams where like they'll have like a good luck and like maybe the third place team would be an easier matchup or maybe it would just be a different style. So I wouldn't be so upset about losing the first place, but they definitely got the harder matchup since they did lose the first place team, or since they did lose it to the goal. So that'd be the only thing I'd be a little concerned about. But I don't think it's anything Ontario can't pull out. Like, I think Barracuda is going to have a very difficult time. Like, they're only separated by 1 point, but I would say the Reign have a little bit more of a well-rounded team. Like Barracuda, they're really good with offense. I think their defense is all right and their goaltending is all right. But from the games that I've watched, I feel like I feel like they let up a little bit too many openings for the other team to score. So if they're able to tighten that up, they'll be able to give the Reign more run for their money. but I feel like the Reign play a pretty good defensive game. They don't let up very many opportunities. Of course, like they can't be there for everything, but I think the Reign could be able to squeak out Barracuda.
All
No
right.
problem.
Well, just judging. I'm just gonna look at goals for and against because, like I said, we'll get into matchups after. Barracuda 375 goals for. Ontario Reign 306 goals for. Almost the same goals against, 240 for the Reign and 258 for Barracuda. So just looking at that alone, I feel there's a very huge scoring advantage for the Barracuda heading into that. But we'll get to that in a minute. The Texas Stars finishing fourth place, 100 points. They were going through a battle with the Stockton Heat. They needed to pull out the last win of the season, and they did.
That was shocking.
Yeah.
That was shocking. That was exciting.
I'm pretty sure a lot of people were cheering for Stockton Heat. Everyone knew they needed to win both games. They accomplished that. They also needed help. They needed the goals to beat the Stars, was it? And
they beat them in overtime, I think.
Yes, they did 5-4. It was a hell of a ending and a wild night for the Heat, but they could not pull off the magic. No playoffs for the defending champs. I guess the golf course is calling their names. So no repeat. No repeat for the Heat. No Pete for the Heat.
What a fall from grace, though.
They're definitely a good team. They weren't a bad team by no means.
Like, they're not bad. It's a difficult division.
If they would have made it into the playoffs, I could have seen them making it further than first round. You know, that wouldn't have been a stretch. I mean, the Gulls team's on fire right now, but I don't know. They could have had a chance, but we'll never know. All right, so
yeah, I mean, yeah.
The
when you have your fourth place team has 100 points.
Yeah, that's tough. Tough. Big 100 points. All right, so to finish off the division, the Roadrunners finishing off 6th, Rampage taking the 7th, and Condors taking the last spot in the
Oof. Oh, my old team.
Yeah, I remember I was on that team. So here's a quick look at just the playoff picture here from this angle. As you can see, Bears, Wolfpack, Thunderbirds, Tigers, Marlies, Crunch, Centers, Comets. It's all good to go. All right. So, moving on. Now we could actually talk about some of these matchups, Moose, which you kind of already been doing anyway. So
I have. That's where my mind is right now.
I hear you, man.
Focused.
I've been waiting for playoffs for weeks now that I knew that I was going to play in them.
Yeah, if you're not dreaming about the playoffs right now, you shouldn't be in the playoffs.
There you go. Straight from Moose himself. If you're sleeping tonight and you're not thinking, having playoff dreams, you shouldn't even be here. You're probably going to lose.
Just saying.
You're not in the game, EA Sports.
Straight up.
Perfect. All right. So, I guess we'll head into some of these matchups. The first one I'm going to want to talk about here is we'll go with the Ontario Reign and the San Jose Barracuda. Round 1 playoff matchup. You know, I feel like I always start with the East and just tired of doing it.
Shake it up a little bit.
Keep things fresh, right?
Exactly.
Nobody wants shit getting stale. So, anyways, here's for you guys can see the page here. Their little in season how it went down. Reign took 3-1 games. Barracuda can only take 1 out of 4. But to me, these ratings for the in-season play, that don't mean jack anymore. I mean, you pretty much got to throw that out the window because you might have faced ECUs. You might have put your best line against their third line. You know, so many stories. Like, how many times during the season you see a team that's winning a lot of games and then will take a loss to one of the lower tier teams, and you'd be like, how the fuck did that happen? Well, I'll tell you how that happened. Usually it's because they caught that team at a good time. They're using a weaker line. They threw out their best line, and almost every first line on in every team in this league this year, I feel like, you know, is a consistent winner for most of the teams, besides like a few exceptions, which I won't name. I'm not going to be
Yeah.
that guy today. But
Yeah, I mean,
heading off into this, give me a little insight of what you're looking at for the out of this playoff series, Moose. What's your initial take on this? Who do you think? Do you think there's an advantage or what? You don't have an
um, to
advantage?
be, to be honest, like watching, I was watching them break down the matchups on Sibs' stream, and like I think time on attack, yeah, it's an important stat. I think it's good to have possession, have the other team chase it a little bit, but when you're not going to score unless you don't shoot. So I feel the rain going in with they do have a much more time on attack. But just if you go in and you shoot and there's especially like if you're not a butterfly goalie, you're a hybrid or you're stand up and you're letting off these greasy rebounds, you don't need that much time on attack to score 5 goals. Like you can cycle the puck all you want. Like I've had games where we'd be in their offensive zone for 75% of the game, and they'll just come in, take a shot from the point. My goalie's like some soccer player kicking it out all the way to the other side, right to another guy, and it's a goal within like 25 seconds. So it's like our 10 minutes time on attack with no goal because they're able to clog the middle, block shots, give their goal easy shots to their kind of dump and chase type stuff. It's like whatever's effective, you just got to shoot. So that's how I feel, and I feel like that's going to give the rain the edge.
Right. I see what you're saying with the time on attack, and it is a good stat. The only problem with that stat in my mind is it quality time on attack? Are you guys just holding
Exactly.
it in the corner? Are you coming up with great chances the whole time, or do you just have guys skating in the corner, passing it back and forth, not really generating shots? You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Because holding the puck's great, and yeah, theoretically, when you got the puck, not in your zone. I mean, it doesn't
Exactly.
matter how long it's in your zone. If you're going to play shitty defense, you're going to play shitty defense. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Like, you can hold the puck in their zone. If it, like you said, if it takes them 5 seconds to score on you, it doesn't matter what the time on attack is. Time on attack only
Hmm.
matters like when it's an evenly matched team and you're getting quality time on attack, not garbage. Hold it in the corner, and like get bored of that, and someone just forces it in front of the net. I'm talking like, are you hitting the points, getting shots on net, generating shots? I don't know how many
Yeah.
times I see teams come out of games. They're like, "Man, we got 6 minutes time on attack, but we got 2 shots." It's like, what good is that?
Yeah. And especially like really infuriating as a goalie. It's like, there's this one game we played, and like we scored the 2 goals we scored that game were in like the final 10 seconds where we just started throwing it on net. But the other 98% of the game, we are trying to get we're forcing pucks and stuff like that. We still won 2-1, but it was just like, take notes on how you're scoring. Like you're not scoring off of fancy plays. Like you shoot the puck, it's under the goalie's pad, and you poke it in. Like it doesn't matter how it goes in; it just matters that it goes in.
Right.
Like.
All right. Well, let's get back to this matchup on hand here.
Yeah.
Uh, I was just looking through
I,
some of the numbers on like who's played how many times and what, and it seems like West Side Hockey take on the Barracuda almost every time. The other goalie got one, but Sam back up. Been on NHL team quite a few times. I know my boy Bottleman. He only played one game against Barracuda so far, but he's a solid player. Fairman, uh, not the biggest fan of Fairman, but I do respect
he's a
that
good
he's
player.
yeah he plays good. Not always easy to talk with him,
uh,
but I like a lot of these guys on the Barracuda too. Like I played a ton of games against Razor's Edge in NHL, so I always see them matched up. I just in random drops and a Bacon Blitz. They got Philly gonna spank you. They got a bunch of decent players on both sides. To me, the big early advantage. I don't like I said. I don't care what the season says. I feel like the
Yeah.
Barracuda just have more playmakers on their side of the bench. You know, and I feel
Yeah.
like their goal, they're more natural scorers over there. You know, and to me, I feel like that is what's going to make the difference between these two. And yeah, I just don't see. I chose the Rain for a first place finish, but I just don't see them pulling it out in this playoff series, man. So
Oh,
uh,
okay.
we'll go ahead and get into the predictions for this. What do you got on this prediction here, Moose? Who are you taking
Oh
for the?
shit. I don't think you're gonna agree with me after what you just said, but
Well, I'm not here to agree with you, Moose. I mean, you're my
I'm
goalie and
gonna
I like you, but
I'm gonna say the Rain in 6.
the Rain in 6, huh? All right, let's see.
I'm fairly comfortable with 6 or less.
Really, 6 or less for the Rain? You think the Rain are going to take it to them like that? You think their defensive
I
whatever is
really
going
think
to
so.
overtake it?
I think so. Yeah. Sorry, Ducks fan. I still love you. Sorry. Sorry. Oh God. Yeah. So Rain 6 or less.
Wow. I gotta say, that's a little bit surprising to me. I know Philly isn't here, but I guess I forgot to mention earlier. I'll be giving Philly's picks for him in his place because he couldn't make it today. Let's see. We're talking about. Oh, he's got the Cuda and 7. Apparently, Philly thinks it's going to take 7 games for this one to get decided, and the Cuda are going to come out victorious at the last possible. Let's see. What did I pick? Let me pull my picks up. I believe I went with the Cuda as well. Yeah, the Cuda and 6.
Uh, all right. All right.
So
Well,
I feel like they just got more talent over there. I like the Rain team. I don't think they have the offensive weaponry. I think that's what's going to fall short for them in this series, all the way down the list. I feel like they got a lot of guys who can make plays, but I don't know about finishing plays. Barracuda's obviously.
you have your opinion, but I'm gonna pull a vibes here and be like, but your opinion's wrong.
Oh yeah, don't go quoting vibes over here, man.
Dude, I gotta. I'm gonna
All
just
right.
don't worry. Vibes won't be on. No, I'm not gonna say it yet. I'm gonna wait till we get to that matchup.
Oh, okay. Well, let's finish off the next
I'm
matchup
yeah.
over here. On the
I'm jumping ahead of myself.
Yeah, I see that just a little bit.
Oh,
So the big matchup, or I guess the matchup everyone's probably thinking is pretty one-sided at this point. We have the Texas Stars going up against the frickin' I don't even know what to call these guys. They're saying "bird is the word." I'd have to
oh my
agree.
God.
I'd have to agree with them at this point. It seems like every team has a successful catchphrase if you want to win at all. But last season, Stockton was saying Stackton. They caught on
No,
with their
they're
team.
they're
So
like Stockton, boom, boom, or
I feel
whatever the
like
fuck
the
it was.
Bears need to make a motto so we can compete. Like I don't even know what to say though.
Your model is "This is Moose Country." That's your motto.
But we're Bears, bro. Like,
But it's on the center ice line. It clearly states
you
"This
know,
is
I
Moose
bet
Country."
nobody's noticed that either.
Oh yeah, it took me like 2 weeks to notice it until Bobby pointed it out.
All right, all right, all right. Let's move on. Go.
Madden, stay on
No,
track.
you
Back
stay
to the
on track,
matchup.
man. All right, so during the season, goals got the better of the Stars. They played 5 games. Goals took 4 of them. They beat them on time on attack and shots. Lost in offs. Smoked them in power plays.
Oh God.
Uh, everything about this, especially with the huge streak going on by the goals right now. I hate to say it about any team, but could be sweep territory over here. What
Huh?
are you thinking? Think about this matchup.
I mean, there's a sweep for anything, but it's a possibility. I mean, the goals did beat them out 4-1 in the games, but the goals were 16-18. So I mean, only 2 goal differential. That's really like not that much. I don't know what lines played. Again, it could have been like top line versus bottom line. Then it was like a blowout one game, and then like maybe the goals blew them out one game, and then the Stars won like a 1-2 game, 2 1-2 games, and then like the six. Oh wow, the Stars actually blew them out because that could have been a top line versus bottom line. I'm ranting right now, but either way, I mean, I think the goals definitely do have the edge. I feel like just from top line I feel like the bottom line of the goals could beat the top line of the Texas, but I I don't think it's gonna be a sweep. I think it's gonna be much closer. Um, yeah, I mean,
Hey,
trash
I
talking
didn't
and all
say it
that.
was going to be a sweep. I said there's a good possibility.
Uh,
Don't
okay,
don't put words in my
whatever.
mouth
Okay, whatever.
now.
Whatever you want to say, but
Okay.
I'm gonna wait to let you know who I give the edge to when we predict. Yeah,
All right, that's
I was
fine.
gonna say I think it's gonna be a little bit closer.
Okay, well, let's move into predictions.
I'm saying, I want to hear yours first. I went
All right,
first
all right,
last
all
time.
right. I went last time. I will, and I'm giving this one to drum roll, please. The
Oh, come no,
goals.
we already know.
The goals. I'm picking the goals in 5, man. I feel it's reasonable. I think Texas. And they got my boy Prince Azuki there. Uh, I don't feel like streak the goals are on. Texas got some good quality players, but I just don't know if they're willing to take down this really hot goal. I'll do Philly's pick.
Yep.
Well, he
Mm-hmm.
takes the goals in 4. He is calling for the sweep. So you hear that, everyone on Texas? Philly's MVP saying you guys are getting swept. Um, next time you see him in the shout box, you let him know you heard that here. Just so, what you got, Moose?
I'm gonna say Stars in 7.
Stars 7. Do
I
you care to
think.
explain that? Because now I need
I
to.
think. Yep.
Nope.
So I've played with Hit by the Best. I play with EP. I play a lot of guys with the goals, and I've played many games with the Stars. And since playoffs is a whole new beast, I think. No, 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 I know. Well, no, I think. I'm not gonna say I know. I don't know shit. Um, I think that when playoff times comes and you start getting a little jittery, I think Texas, when it comes to those close games, I think they're gonna be able to keep their nerves down and get the wins. I think it's gonna be. I think to start out, I think you might have maybe like a blowout game from the goals where they'll like just smash the Stars. But when it comes to those close games in the playoffs, I think Texas will be able to squeeze it out.
Well, I can't say I agree with you, but I respect your choice.
Oh my
So,
god, I gotta pick against you guys. Like, I gotta show the other team some love.
fine, fine. I guess I understand. All right, so let's move on to the other Western Division.
Oh wait, I have one more question.
Fine.
Is Zeus on Texas? What? And Zeus was on the Checkers last season,
No, he was on the Chicago
or
Wolves with me.
Chicago Wolves. All right. Well, I totally disregard what I was just about to say then.
Okay, because I wasn't listening anyway. No, just kidding. All right, so.
Whatever.
All right, moving on to
This
the
is my
next
favorite
division.
matchup.
Moving on to the Monsters and the Griffins. Bam. Apparently, during the season, they both broke even on 4 games. Both two. Griffins actually winning the time on attack here, face-offs and shots. Basically beat them in almost all categories except for power plays, where the Monsters pulled 1 out and the Griffins did none out of 6. I gotta say, I've liked both of these teams all season. I had Killer Scotch on of the earlier shows. It was the second one. Anyways, Scotch, good guy. Uh, I like his management style ever since he took over the Bruins team or quit a season.
Yeah.
Real impressed with how he manages. He always seems to get players to play well, gets the right guys. Say what you want about how he plays, but the guy knows how to manage a team, and
He
he
does.
plays pretty good too. So got some good players over there, holding them together. He's pretty much held down that fourth spot all season. Who's Duke? Give him a quick shout out. He was on the season. I like a lot of guys on there. The Monsters, also another team I like. Obviously, Big Freeze and his cronies. Derms, Maximus, Philly's great, T-Ball, Troy. I mean, we all know the guys. Uh, Moose, any just off the quick decision here? Anything stand out about these two teams? Do you think they're evenly matched? Do you think one has an edge? What do you think?
I think the downfall, the only way that the Monsters are going to be toppled is through if they have a breakdown in defense and goaltending. Like, I
Well,
think
did you
that would be the
hear?
only way.
Did you hear? I guess apparently, one or two of their defensemen. I know Sieg is going on like IR for a week or something.
Well, I
So,
mean, that's just a chance for the Griffins to take advantage
and
of
I
it.
don't know. I heard there was something going on with some of their other defensemen. I don't know. I don't really listen to the rumors too much, but I do recall hearing something. So,
Well, if that's the case, then
I'm just saying. I don't know
Griffins
if that
Griffins got to
influences it.
exploit it.
Yeah. Well, if
Like,
anything, yeah, it goes to show. I mean, this is a good Monsters team, regardless. I doubt they're really that much weaker, but I I kind of see this as an even series. To be honest with you, I think the Griffins are good, and I think the Monsters are. And I mean, it shows during the season they both pulled off 2 wins against each other. So it's not like the other team's like in fear of the other one, and I don't know. I guess we'll just hop right in the predictions because I don't know. It's pretty even unless you got something else to say about this matchup, man. It's like I feel like it's pretty even.
you know, I'm just gonna say my prediction, but I'm not gonna say anything.
What? Okay, fine. We're gonna go with Philly first this time, since you're gonna have to wait, Moose. You can go second. Switch it up.
All right.
Philly predicts. Let's see. Who are we talking about? The Monsters. He's got the Monsters in 5. He thinks the Monsters are unfazed. They're gonna roll right over. What says you, Moose?
I have it written down,
Oh my god.
and I don't know if I want to go back on this one.
You can't go back on it, man. You gotta stick with what you got.
All right. Monsters in 4.
Monsters in 4.
I don't know. I just feel like they've been dominant all year. I don't know what lines the Monsters matched up against the Griffins. But I think the Monsters are gonna have a pretty easy first round, especially with the caliber of their players.
Right. Well, I also went the Monsters. I didn't go in 4, but I guess I took the odd number out from you guys and went in 6. So
True.
I feel like the Griffins can steal a couple games. I'm not going to count them out. I think they could get to a game 6. I don't know if they could push it to a 7 though. And even if they did, I would be probably not the best spot for them. If they want to win, they're going to have to beat them before 7.
Yeah, definitely. I would definitely say that. If it does go to a game 7, I don't think the Griffins will pull it out. Even though I don't think it's going to go to a game 7.
yes, we just heard that, Moose.
I feel like a dick. It's telling predicting another team to get swept.
Well,
I don't know.
That's what you do on these shows, Moose. You kind of got to do
everyone
that.
from the Griffins to just hate me. I want to keep.
I don't think they hate you. I'm pretty sure they're not listening to you, and they're probably all saying "fuck you." So
I mean, can you really be mad? Can you really be mad at someone that spams Moose in the chat box?
Yes.
Can you really be mad at someone? Shut up.
All right, we're moving on to the next matchup, man. We all know you spam Moose in the chat box. Story. All right, here we go. All right, here we go. Wild and the Manitoba Moose.
Oh, yeah. Let's do it.
I know you're just dying to talk about Vibes' team, Moose. I know you're a faithful follower of their show. I see you in the show box.
Dude. Hell yeah.
All right, so apparently on the season, they both went 50-50, just like the last matchup. Kind of weird. One's really like everyone in their division here in the West. Anyways, Wild and the Moose. To be honest, man, both these teams kind of bore me. Like,
you took the words right out of my
they're both boring ass teams to me. I feel like they're both decently mediocre. I mean, they're both squaring off, so I guess the most higher mediocre team is gonna win. Now, I mean, because Vibes has a show, I heard him say that he's used a lot of ECUs, and if his actual guys show up, it's going to be a different story. But I got to see it to believe it. Other than that, this team is mediocre. The Wild, I feel they're mediocre as well. To be honest with you, I feel like the Wild's slightly better at being mediocre. Like if that makes any sense at all. I don't really. I know Be Nice. He's the goalie over on the Wild. I don't feel like they got the edge in Wild compared to the Moose.
Yeah, I'd say so. Definitely.
Just goal scorers in general and stuff. I feel like the Moose, or not the Moose, Wild hold slighted. But I feel like the Manitoba Moose, their players are going to stop being ECUs all the time, and I'm actually, I don't know, I'm a little undecided. What do you think about this matchup, Moose? I feel like I explained my vision of it already.
Yes, I do feel the goaltending goes pretty heavily to the Iowa Wild. I mean, I don't know. To be honest, like, oh man, it's like there is, man, I can't even talk straight. Like, this is just like, it's boring. Like, I don't know. I don't know if the ECUs that are getting picked to play the Moose's games, are they like better than the lineup they have now? Like, if they're able,
I don't know.
That many ECUs,
that's what I'm saying. Like, if you use that many ECUs, how do you know what your team is?
I think that the Moose, I feel like it's just a wild card. I'm not going to say they got lucky all season, but they definitely got lucky with their ECUs, who can kept them in the playoff running in that division for the whole season.
Yeah, I mean, hats off to those guys. I mean, they should have got called up if they did all that. That's my opinion.
Especially when people aren't showing up, might as well just call up the ECUs. Like, especially if they're playing well.
Right.
Like, why
not?
They got
Reward
nothing else
them,
to lose. Yeah, like you gotta like reward the people that are there with you playing than the people that just decide. Now, I don't know what's going on in the real world life, but I don't have a real world life, so I'm 9 for 9 every week, so I can play whichever.
Nice, and we appreciate you for that.
Oh my god, like I schedule shit around LG.
Nice.
But
I try to.
Then again, I'm like a 19-year-old little shit that doesn't really have much going on in life, so I don't know what's going on with everyone else.
Just give me your predictions. Nobody wants to hear about your personal life and how sad it is.
I mean, if you want to hear about the dreams I had last night, I had a pretty scary dream.
Just tell me who you think. Right. I've been dying to hear your stupid prediction. Let's go.
All right. Iowa in 4.
What?
I'm kidding.
I was just about to write that down. Like, are you serious? Like, is that your actual prediction?
I just want to hear Vi's reaction, or whatever reaction it would be to hear that. No. Moose and 6. oh
Moose and 6.
my god.
So,
If one of these team does sweep the other,
oh, there's no sweep here, bro. No
hmm,
way.
I'm just
No
saying,
sweep.
if I gotta do something, I will. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'll figure it out later. But that's if someone sweeps the other. That's besides the point. I'll figure it out later.
All right, all
Figure it
right.
out later.
Okay, so what are you actually taking, the Moose and 6?
Yeah, Moose and
All
6.
right.
And then
Philly has the Moose in 7. I believe I also took the Moose in 6. Double
poor
check.
Iowa.
Let me double let me double check on the website. Well, hey, according to the website, they're in the lead with almost 60% of the votes. So mostly everyone is picking Wild to win. No, I'm with Philly. I took the Moose in 7. Correction. Sorry. Got the Manitoba Moose in 7 games. But yeah, majority of everyone else is going Iowa Wild. And like I said, with two mediocre teams, it's really 50 toss up. But I'm going with vibes. I feel like his team is going to stop ECUing, and the real guys are going to play. And I bought into his whole little lie he's got going on.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I guess I put my faith with that guy. All right. So moving on.
Just a
Eastern.
disclaimer. Disclaimer. When we
What?
say, well, at least when I say mediocre, it doesn't mean your team's bad. It just means you're boring.
Right.
Okay,
yeah. Okay. I guess we should clarify that. We're not saying that the
You're
Manitoba
bad.
Moose and Iowa Wild are bad teams.
Well, I mean, vibes is pretty bad.
We just don't find them exciting. Like,
yeah.
oh,
There is like it's a well-rounded team. Like
right.
I feel like you don't have any like stars. Like
Right. Yeah. It's like two teams playing team hockey. It's awesome. Every coach loves it, but as from a spectator's standpoint,
it's boring
yeah,
as fuck.
there you go. You just said it.
Oh my god.
All right, so moving on to the East, got the Marlies
Hell
and the
yeah.
Comets. We're saving us for last, Moose. Don't get too excited on me. All right, so if Philly was here, I know he'd be really pumped right now, and he'd be like, "Oh yeah, the Marlies, sweet. We're gonna kill the Comets." Judging by the season, they've pretty much already done that. They beat them 3-1. They got them in pretty much every statistical category. Looking through the games, got some high scores. A right wing with 9 points in 2 games. A couple guys with 5 and 1, 6 points. Yeah, basically ran through these guys. And on the LG website, it kind of reflects that too. I don't think anyone's given Utica much of a chance here. I gotta say, Utica, I do like their team. I feel like they are a talented team. The only problem is the Marlies are a very talented team.
They are.
And as they found out through the season, only picking up 1 win. Yeah, 12% right now is voting for Comets. Gotta assume most of those guys on the Utica Comets. Moose, what do you got going on with this matchup?
I mean, I like a lot of guys on Utica, but I mean, like, I'm looking at these matchups, and like, especially the matchups where the Marlies blew out the Comets. Like, the Comets put out a good line those games. I mean, like, I do like the Comets, but I really don't think they stand much of a chance against the Marlies. I really don't.
Right. I like Ike also what in the net. And and I like Mellon and Mello. They're both good. I played with both of them just recently. I was playing with some of the Marlies guys past couple of weeks, and they got talented guys. I don't know this Dream the Eater guy for Utica. I'm not trying to talk smack, but I played him twice or something like that this season and smacked him up both times.
Yeah.
He's got to pick up his game if his team wants to have any chance. I call Sawat's pretty solid, but really, if you ask me, it's going to have to be a huge team defensive effort on Utica's part if they want to come out on top on the Marlies. The Marlies can score, the Marlies can play defense, and the Marlies have goalies. Yeah, they have all really 30 facets of the game. And they've already
They have
proven to
two
beat you in
starters.
special teams. So,
I mean, they have two starters back there. Like, Watermelon's amazing, Mellow's amazing. Like, they'd be on any other team and they'd be starters.
right. They have two starting tendies on their team. Not many teams can boast that. This one definitely can. We've all known it all season. They came out first place in a very tough and tight division. I gotta believe most people are favoring the Marlies. Let's hop right into the picks on this one. Philly's got the Marlies in 5. What say you, Moose? What do you got the Marlies in?
I have Marlies in 5.
Marlies in 5, and I think that's pretty much gonna echo across the board. Let me double check. I gotta look for me. I actually took the Marlies in 6, so let me write you down for 5.
Are we keeping track of this?
I am.
Are you doing that?
I am.
Oh, so bragging rights.
A little bit, yeah.
Do I win anything when I win?
Sure.
Ooh.
All right. So, yeah, it's a very prestigious award. It's so prestigious that I can't tell you about it until you gotta win.
I'll hold you to that.
You gotta win to even know what it is.
All right, I'm gonna hold you to that.
Well, Philly's in it too, so you can clip it. All right, so moving on to the next have the Senators facing the Syracuse Crunch. I don't know why, but I felt I put more emphasis on that one. All right, so the Senators 3-2. The Crunch only picking up 2 wins out of 5 games. Big time on attack for the Crunch, but that goes back to what I was saying earlier about, is it quality time on attack? Are you guys just dicking around in the corner, or are you guys actually trying to shit on that? Face-offs, Ottawa's way. We all know Ottawa lost their fearless leader Full Melt a few weeks back and have had to replace him. But they made a bunch of trades, turned it into a slightly different team, and they still seem to be holding their own in this very tight division here. The Crunch, another team, we all know they have Lobo Dangles and Nazi Two-Face and all those guys over there. I kind of feel like the Senators are going to come out a little hot in this series here. Like, I feel like they're trying to prove themselves a little bit more in the Crunch. I feel like the Crunch are just kind of rolling through. They're playing good hockey, but I don't know if they're amped up enough to take on the Senators team. I just feel like the Senators team is a little bit more rowdy Crunch right now. That's just my personal opinion. What say you, Moose? What do you got going on in this series here?
I mean, like, just with personal experience against each team, like, I feel like there's nothing, when I played against the Crunch, I didn't really see anything too special. I don't really remember who I played against. But, I mean, with the Senators, the Baby Sens, I mean, even though, they did lose some players, they still have, like, a lot of the quality ones. It looks like, who's their goalie? Cause Tom. He's 2-0 against the Crunch. It looks like he kind of, like, knows what to expect. Seems like he's playing very well. You have, how do you say that? Math QC. I join his parties, and it's all French, and I just leave.
It is. It's very French with him.
I mean, like, he seems to know what's going on, and then it just looks like a lot of the players on the Crunch just, like, don't really seem to know what to do. Like, I feel like the Senators are going in with a head full of steam in there, and from what I've seen from the Crunch, they're kind of just like, oh, hey, we're in the playoffs. Yay. like, I just feel like, I don't know. It's like the Senators are more of like a let's go hoorah attitude. And then the Crunch are kind of just like, like they're just chilling. They're like a lot more level headed, I guess. So I guess it's just like two different ways of going into the playoffs. Like with me, I'm running in there with a head full of steam, charging like a bull, make as much noise as I can, boost my ego as high as I can until like I lose 8-0. Then I'm like really sad for like the next game. But I mean, I really don't know. I think I'm not gonna say my prediction, but
Go ahead.
you know,
Go into it.
I think the Senators are gonna win in 7.
I'm going with the Senators in 6. I actually took the crunch at first. I think I messed up, but I changed it to the Senators in 6. What would you say? 7?
7, yeah, Senators.
All right. Philly is going with the crunch in 6.
6.
Yep, apparently
I
his.
kind of just I note that like when you ask me for what I think, I tend to like rant on for so long.
You have a lot of
Oh
things to
my
say,
god.
Moose. It's all right.
Oh
It's
my
better than being
god.
quiet all the time. Some people they
Yeah.
get on the show and then they all of a sudden their mouth closes and they're afraid to talk. I'm like, it's not even like there's a camera on you, but whatever.
I'm just disliking all the comments that are disagreeing with me right now.
Of course, that's something you would do. Um, it's cool. I went through and liked a bunch of comments I liked earlier, so I get bored sometimes. Anyways, let's move on to the next matchup. We got the Hartford Wolfpack taking Spring. This is our division.
Mm-hmm.
These
I
are
think
our guys here.
yeah. Straight up, I'm coming right out of the gate. I think the Thunderbirds are gonna win. Straight up.
Hey, man, we're not doing predictions yet, but I like where your head's at.
Uh-huh.
Thunderbirds take the season series 3-1. They're basically better than the Wolfpack. I mean, I gotta
Oh
echo
my
it.
god.
I when the
Straight up.
Wolfpack went on that run, I was shocked. I remember I was on the trade deadline show with Vibes, and I even said it on my own show. I was like, I don't feel like they're gonna win forever. I don't know where this Wolfpack team is at. I never thought that. I feel like they have one good line. That's just me being honest. Not gonna be. I feel like you guys have one good line, and after that one good line, are you guys going to spread that one good line out? Are you guys going to play as one line and whack up the one one win and rely on the rest of your teammates? I don't know how they're going to do it. I'll be interested to see how they line up their guys. But I feel like the Thunderbirds with Ice Block, they're coming out here with a better team. They got the advantage in the season stats. They got my boy Ludi.
I
Ludi.
mean,
What's that?
they
MLN.
got
He was with
us.
us on the Condors in season 3.
Oh
They got a
shit.
few guys over here that I'm familiar with on the Birds. The Wolfpack is pretty much just like premier player and just my face. like
Like,
I don't think anyone on this Wolfpack team like can carry these guys through this one.
I
See
mean,
it.
I think Navy Knicks and Craig are just gonna have to pull something out of their ass
They're
they're gonna have some
they're gonna have
spectacular
as a
games.
team. They're gonna have some spectacular. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
they're basically gonna have to get hot and go on a damn win streak like they did in the regular
Again.
season. Yeah, again, only now they need to do it when it actually matters, and I'm not sure they're ready for that. I feel like they rode a bolt of lightning, and as quick as it began, it was over. Now they got to face a pretty tough Thunderbirds team, and I don't see them coming out. Let's move on to predictions for this one. Philly has the T-Birds in 6. Moose, what are you predicting?
Before I give my prediction, shout out to my all-star Kepler. Just saying. I feel like I don't know, just give him something. I mean, he's been like the week he got voted, he didn't shut up about it for like 3 weeks. It's like I'm an all-star. All right. Besides
That's
that,
great. Thanks for adding that.
besides that, yeah, and Kepler adopted me. Um, whatchamacallit.
All right, your pick. Come on, man. Stick with it.
You know what?
What?
I don't like you rushing me.
Well, that's what I'm here for, man. The host is
Well,
I'm supposed to keep moving. No.
I'm gonna say if the T-Birds can shut down the Wolfpack's top line, I think the T-Birds in 4.
Wow. I feel like
That's what
that's a
I'm
little bit of
going
a
with.
bold prediction there.
I don't think so. I don't know.
I'm taking the
But
T-Birds in 7.
7. Ooh. Okay.
Now you
Okay.
see why I think it's a bold prediction.
I do, but I mean you're wrong. So,
What, dude? How you gonna say? I feel like the Wolfpack is not just gonna lay down on them.
but I mean, if you look at so the goalies for the Wolfpack is Craig and Navy Nick, right?
Yes.
And then when you look at the one game in the series they won, it was
Oh,
Cesarode.
the
I don't know how to pronounce that
Seas. Yeah,
name.
Seas Dragons.
I mean, the one game they won was when their ECU had a stellar game.
Yeah.
Like, you know,
All right.
I
Well,
mean, just saying, just
I mean,
saying.
if that's what you're using to make your decision, Moose, I'm not gonna. I will look
Well, you
at
don't
you.
have
I
to.
will look at you funny in the locker room before the next game, but.
I'll just let in a few goals. Just let a few in between my legs.
Yeah. Okay. All right, and moving on to the last playoff matchup, and if you ask me, the best
It's the most
matchup,
exciting one.
the best matchup known to the LGAHL PSN. That is the Bridgeport Sound Tigers facing the Hershey Bears. As you can see, series went 3-2 out of 5 games, Hershey's way. Uh, big difference in time on attack, shots about even. Goals pretty close as well. So a bunch of tight games with these guys. Lewis, I'm gonna let you start off. What do you think about this Bridgeport team that we're having to go up against in round 1 here?
All due respect, I think they did a great job in getting to the playoffs. But I hear a lot of people in the shout box on the other shows saying that they have the best chance of taking us out, and I really don't see that happening. I mean, they have good players. I think their only all-star would be Headhunter, their goalie. He plays in. He's just really, really good. But I don't. I don't see them taking us out. And I'm not saying they're a bad team, and I'm not saying that it's gonna follow the mere duelist a whole. I don't think it's been close games between us in the season, but I just think from top to bottom, our bottom line team could give their top team a good run for its money and take them to OT and win. If it's our top line versus their top line, I don't think
Right.
they stand a chance.
Well,
I really don't think they stand a chance.
to kind of echo what you're saying, I'm just looking through the matchups of the people who played in the games, and I'm noticing on our side a lot more ECUs than some of the other teams. Almost every single one of our ECUs have played this, so it's not like they faced our best every. But I have to agree with you as well. There's there's no way. I don't think they can match up with us through
I
a
feel
whole
like
series.
I feel like I'm being super I am narcissistic. I watch my highlights for hours complimenting
Yes,
myself.
we know, Moose.
But and I think the I don't know. I think the Sound Tigers have a really good team. I just don't think, and echoing what the other, I don't know if it's weird quoting Sibs' stream on this one, but everyone, the people or what they said is for our division, we're the team to beat. And yeah, some games might be close, but I don't see this team for what they've been given as the best team most likely to beat us out. I don't see it happening.
No,
I don't know what
I
you
wouldn't give them
guys.
that honor either. I don't think this is the team. This is me talking from, you know, host of the show, not manager guy, but I don't I don't feel like they match up well with us. I feel like they have one, maybe one and a half decent lines they could put up, but like you said, I feel like our third line could give their best line a run for their money. So I mean, with that being said, I just don't foresee the Sound Tigers as a possible upset. I mean, if they do it, I would, give them all respect too. I don't think they have the firepower to manage that. There's a big difference in points on the season and goals for, goals against, basically every category. It's just hard to evenly, like, say it's an even matchup even. That's what I'm saying. Like,
Mhm.
I know it's good radio for the other show that you're talking about to talk about upsets and all that, but I think if you were gonna pick an upset for round one of the playoffs, this would not be the game you'd want to put your money on. you know.
True. That's
So
what.
so that being said, let's move on to the picks.
I mean, I don't know. I feel like almost kind of like a dick for picking my own team.
Dude, why
But
wouldn't you pick your
I
own
have
team?
to. Like, I think we're gonna beat them in 6. I think they might get a lucky game win,
6?
maybe
You feel
2.
bad for making that pick?
I mean, I think, but the thing is, like, if they do win, I think it's either gonna be in overtime
Right.
where they've like where Headhunter has kept it out of his net for a long time, and then they just like got like
Right.
from what I remember, like a lot of the goals like that when I played against them, there were some like interesting ones. Maybe like
Right.
not super clean, but
Right.
I
Yeah,
mean,
like
hey,
not
they went
beautiful
in.
goals, but yeah, basically slid in. So you're taking Bears in 6?
Yeah.
All right, I'm taking the Bears in 5. Philly's taking the Bears in 5. So that pretty much concludes it for this section of the show.
Yo, I was waiting for Philly to pick the Sound Tigers, and then he would have had something. He would have had the
Oh, come
answer to
on,
me
man.
for that
Philly's
one.
not trying to lose the competition we have here. But yeah, hitting the end part of the show here. Let's move on to I guess you would call it Moose's corner. Ask Moose a couple questions, pick his
Ooh.
brain a little bit. Hopefully, he doesn't ramble on too long. Dinner's right around the corner. All right, so
How long has it been going on for?
not that long. I'm just messing with you, man.
Oof.
All right, so
I mean,
Moose,
don't worry.
just give everyone an insight. I know I'm on the team with you, but just talk about the Bears a little bit. What you think about the team, some of the guys on the team. Give me some insight in the Moose's world about what you think about five Hershey Bears so far.
Whew. I mean, I feel like this the same thing last season where it's like, oh, they had an easy division, like they're gonna get knocked out once they get to the conference finals. I feel that's kind of like one of those situations again. I feel like we have a very strong chance to make it to the what you call Calder Cup finals. But I mean, if you look at our team this year compared to last year, I feel like we still have I feel like we have a much stronger offense. Like, I don't think we're gonna have another case where we're winning like 1-goal games. I feel like we're gonna have. I think our team's gonna be able to give me a little bit more comfort having a 2-goal lead
Right.
instead of a 1-goal lead.
Follow up question: do you feel like the fact of Madden's 26 brought in had anything?
To be honest, I think my anxiety went up a little bit. I mean, I feel like whenever you have someone like Madden's in your lineup before a game, it kind of just made once Madden's got on my team, I kind of stopped checking the lineups because I didn't want to psych myself out all day knowing that I was gonna play with that guy all game and I have to stand on my head because he can't hit an open net.
All right, all right. We'll talk about some of these goal scorers. Like, what have you
Uh-huh.
seen while you're out there? Like, I know Fetcher put up 6 the other night. I think you were in that game.
Oh,
And...
Fetcher sucks. No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. I mean,
well, you got so many weapons to choose from. I mean, you got
they,
Fetcher, you got Jack, you got
yeah.
me, Bobby, Sniper,
I
and
mean, here's
don't forget Nismo.
to be honest, like I'm gonna talk about Jack Pooj, Jack, whatever, however you
Dupe.
pronounce it.
Just call him
Pick a
Jack Dupe.
pronounceable,
He spells
like
it weird, but just call him Dupe. Does it
like
backward.
another quote from like the All-Star stream. Oh my God! When you're gonna make a username, make one people can pronounce. Literally though, I mean, to be honest, like at the beginning of the season, I'm not gonna lie, I was like, why did we pay this much money for this guy? Because I'm pretty
Right.
sure like there's this one game where I don't fucking know. And then like like there were so many things. I'm not gonna lie, I came into this season with the Bears with like a really, really, really negative outlook on the season because I felt like personally I felt like I was like I have to stand on my head every game for us to win. And then it's like, and what do you call it? I don't know. I feel like since it's past the trade deadline, I can say it now. Well, I don't know because I promised Bob I wouldn't say it, but I'm pretty sure I told you already. Like I think like week 3 or 4, like I asked for a trade because to be honest, I really did not see this team going anywhere in the playoffs. Like I knew we were gonna make the playoffs, but I didn't think we were gonna go far. And then it's kind of just like one of the weeks, it was just like, just everything clicked. Like our defense hit, like like everything kind of just clicked together. I feel like all our offense just started kicking in. Like we got Fetcher, Nismo started like just scoring a shit ton. Bobby has always been consistent at scoring. It's just kind of like everyone kind of like hit their stride together, and I just feel like we're getting like I feel like right now going into the playoffs we're hitting that spark to like set on fire. So like we're not hot yet, but I mean the past 2 weeks, like I don't think did we even have a below 500 week? I don't think in any I feel
No.
like we were one of the most
I
for
feel
any division.
right.
I think we were the most consistent team. Like you know what we're capable of doing. We either do what we're capable of or we go beyond. I don't think we ever like I don't know. I feel like we can beat any team that's out there and just that's it. Like we just do what we have to do. Like there's nobody on this team. I mean, unless I'm not going to say anything, but like there was one incident we had, but that's all 100% fixed up now. It's like we're a very level-headed team. We go down a goal, no big deal. Like especially with like we have especially our defense like Illuminati. I was not a fan of him at the beginning of the season. Whew. Sorry, but
Are you sure you want to call your D-man out before the playoffs, bro? No, just kidding.
I mean, to be honest, I was like now it's like Illuminati. I feel like he's one of our best defensemen. Like he knows where to be and when to be there. Like there have been countless times. One of the games I had a shutout in, I think he saved like 4 goals or some shit like that. Some crazy thing. And like it's just our team is getting hot at the right time, and I think we're gonna pull like a what do you call it? What the checkers from season 3. I think we're gonna get hot, and then we're just gonna be unstoppable.
Nice.
Like I think that people are gonna be like, "Oh shit, Hershey just swept the first 3 teams they played. Oh fuck, okay, you know what? Just give them the sweep for the finals." Like that's how I want the fear of God to be in any team we go up against. That's what I want.
Well,
And
I like where your head's at. That's for sure.
I feel like this team that we have this year and how we're clicking at the right time, I think we're 100% capable of doing that.
Right. Well, we did.
As long as
Just to comment on some of the things you said here. In the beginning of the season, we did. I kind of agree with you. I felt like we were good, but we weren't where we needed to be. But yeah, midway we seemed to put together a couple of little win streaks and stuff. And I mean, we never had a below 500 week, but we were having it was too inconsistent, and we made it.
Yeah.
Then we made it consistent. And since we're in the weak division, of course, the teams put us down, whatever. But moving on to the next question, since you're considered one of the top goalies in the league, Moose, if not the best, what other goalies do you give props to out there that's doing their thing that you pay attention to? Like, oh man, that's a good goal.
I really hope I don't leave anyone out on this one. I mean, I guess I'm just gonna start listing off names. I mean, I already talked about Headhunter. Like, he's had a spectacular season. For how much shit we rip off on Hartford, Navy Nick Navy Nick has done a spectacular job keeping them in games they probably should not have won, and either taking it to overtime or getting them the win. Like, there's a few of the games I watched, like, they had no business even, like, what was it? It was like little kids playing against grown ass men, and they still, like, Navy Nick just came out with spectacular saves. Moving on, either way, I said I was just gonna list, and then I just started talking about it. So, Headhunter, Navy Nick, It's a Watermelon, Tyler Lowkey. Let's see, hold up. Yeah, I mean, Tyler, fellow All-Star, doing really well, and those are like kind of like, and if like he's not in the AHL anymore, but the former baby Sens goalie Vesna.
Right.
Like, and the thing is like, there's one thing, I come on, I don't know, I am very narcissistic, but if you look, I really enjoy watching other people's streams, and a lot of the ways that like I track the puck, I like the different movements and the way I position myself, I've all learned from watching other goalies play.
Right.
Like, again, like, oh man, I feel like this isn't even our show anymore.
All right. Well, how about this? How about this? Which goalie out there besides you would you say is your favorite? Like, if you were gonna start a team, this would be your first pick, hands down. Who would you pick?
If I had to,
If you were gonna be a manager and you could pick any goalie, any starting tendy in the league right now, which one?
do I get to pick two?
No.
So I get to.
I said one starting tendy.
Oh, shit, that's a hard one. I'd go with Tyler.
Tyler Lowkey.
I would probably go with him. I feel like, I don't know, like, I've played with games with him where he's just like couldn't stop shit, and then I've played games with him where nothing gets through him.
Right.
I mean, I feel like the more stoned he is, the better he plays.
Is that a requirement before the game starts? Hey man, you better take a puff before you start this game. Yeah, that's pretty funny.
Oh, and he's just a pleasant guy to play. Like, I don't know, I've never really talked to anybody else that I kind of listed or like really talked to, but he's just a pleasant guy to be around. Like, I would rather fill my team with like just like, because I feel like just team attitude going into a game, that's like a good portion of the battle. If you're going in there super negative and everything's pissing you off.
It's good to have guys who stay in a good mood, because when shit gets bad, you need those guys to help even out, because some people turn sour quick. So I agree. But hey, man, I'm going to cut you off right there on that. I got a question from Kepler in the chat channel. Not a bad question. Calm down. It says, when you're playing net, what do you look for in a good defenseman? Like, what's the biggest thing your defense can do to help you out?
Okay, that is a good question. All right, this actually brings me to, I totally forgot about this, what I said I was gonna do at the beginning of the stream. So with defensemen, obviously, so I feel like it's a center's job to cover the slot, obviously, but with defensemen, when you have good communication, and since I normally mute my mic during games, since everyone would probably hate me if I didn't, because I say a lot of shit. Like, if you're communicating with me as your goalie, that's possibly one of the best things. Like, if you communicate to me what you're gonna try to do, so then I know like when to hug the post, or if you're gonna chase the guy that's behind the net over to one side, and like you can consistently do that and communicate what you're doing and what spots I have to watch and what spots I have to cover. Like, that's like one of the best ways, and that's where I feel really comfortable with. So basically, it's like, say if it's like on a partial breakaway and you're just like, I'm gonna take off far side, so I know that all I have to do is cover the post, and then you're actually able to keep him off the far side, and it's an easy save. Like, that's basically where I get the most trust out of my defense. The games that I have defense that consistently do that, Like Pounder does that a good portion of the time. Like people may talk a lot of shit and be like, "Oh man, he's not that." Like you can take like a average defender. Not saying that Pounder's an average defenseman. I think he's very good. If you can take like an average one, but one that communicates with their goalie, it's like you turn from just like a whatever, just like a normal defenseman to possibly one of my all-time favorite people in the world. And Pounder is definitely one of my all-time favorite people in the world. Like, so that was a little bit of a rant, but communication, I guess, to answer shortly. Yeah. Oh, and then also, this is what, again, I forgot. I'm talking too much. Stay the fuck out of my crease. This goes to the Bears mostly. Stay out. I want like 5 meters away from the crease. Just stay out of there. Don't come near me. If I feel your breath on the back of my neck, I will punch you. Okay. Just that goes to the Hershey Bear. Like everybody really, but that's really it. That was the thing I wanted to say. Like yeah. I mean, if you're in the crease and you like, here's another thing as a goalie. I'm like, I'm just gonna give away I'm just gonna give away the way that I play. When I'm in net, I'm literally just staring like the whole game. When it's in the offensive zone, I'm death staring just in between the hash marks. Like I kind of like look through my peripheral vision where the puck actually is. But like I'm never really looking at my goalie. Since I kind of like when you build up that kind of muscle memory and like but then if like your defenseman comes and nudges you over to one side and a save that you think you're in position for all of a sudden goes in, and then you look at the replay and you go from the right side of the crease, but then your defenseman or winger, we're not going to discriminate here, or or center, and then next thing you know, it's like you realize I hit you over like 3 feet to the left. That that grinds me so much. Okay, but yeah, that's it. Did that answer your question, Kepler? Holy shit, I'm sorry for ranting. I'm very sorry. I apologize. But I'm done now, if you want to talk. I think that's the end of the stream. Mans, you okay there, buddy?
Oh, I just realized that I was on mute.
Oh, dumbass.
It happens. Anyways,
Did you hear? Do I have to repeat the story?
No.
Do you want me to repeat?
We're good. Moving on, we're going to talk about the All-Star game. The West won it. They took one. It was the best of
bullshit.
Good job to all the guys out there. I just have to say that I was chosen to be an All-Star, but I did not play in the game.
But you suck, so.
Apparently Moose says I suck, and that's why I didn't play in the game. But Moose didn't play in the game either, so, right back at you, Moose. You blow. So your little goalie tips ain't tricking nobody. We all know that you hack. So
I do hack.
Anyways, congrats to all the All-Stars out there. Good job, West, beating Screw you guys.
Don't say good job.
No, they did a good job.
No,
you gotta live with
Fuck
it, bro.
Guys.
We're on the East. I agree, but they should have chose better. Bobby was the captain, and I feel like he failed us all. So
not gonna argue with that. Not gonna argue with that.
There you go. Anyways, all right, we're gonna close the show out. This has been the longest one by far so far.
Hell yeah.
I'd like to thank Moose for keeping it very lively. We lost a guy today, and I was a little worried that we would have dead air time, but thanks to Moose, he has a mouth that just stops. So.
Hell yeah.
Any closing thoughts, Moose?
Any closing thoughts? Or
like a closing thought, closing statement. I really don't want to rant. I just keep it short and sweet, buddy.
All right. If you insist. Good luck to everyone in the playoffs. Well, good luck to Hershey in the playoffs. Everyone else, if you could just not show up. I mean, gonna win anyways. So
right.
It's might as well not show up.
Okay, well, you heard it here. Moose said, "Why show up?" Because apparently the Bears are gonna win anyways.
Unless mine's in the lineup.
Right, of course, because I suck. So, anyways, yeah, congrats to everyone making the playoffs. Big week ahead. Excited to watch all the games and see where everyone ends up. Hit you back next week, and we'll go over who will be playing in round two and what happened and why they got knocked off. Until next time, this is Mad
Oh,
Dog Madden sign out.
no, don't
Nope,
sign off yet, buddy.
nope,
Don't
sign
sign
off,
off
bro.
yet.
Doing it.
No. Here,
Done.
I have a thing we should do.
What?
So I stream the playoff game, and then you or Sibs cover the game, but then I'll give the play-by-plays while I'm playing.
Moose,
Oh,
let's go take a nap, bro. Your brain's working on overtime. No, we're leaving. See you guys.
In the chat, come on. Who would want to?